والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وصحابه أجمعين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. سبحانك لا فهم لنا إلا ما فهمتنا إنك أنت الجواب الكريم. وقل رب زدني علما. قال الإمام النووي رحمه الله تبارك وتعالى ونفعنا بعلومه في الدارين. قال وعنه أي أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال شر طعام طعام الوليمة يمنعها من يأتيها ويدعى إليها من يأباها ومن لم يجب الدعوة فقد عصى الله ورسوله. رواه مسلم. وفي رواية في الصحيحين عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه في قوله من قوله بئس طعام الوليمة يدعى إليها الأغنياء ويترك الفقراء. So continuing with the chapter of the kind and benevolent treatment for the less fortunate, the downtrodden, the poor, the destitute, etc. So in this context, again from Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, he relates from Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam that he says, what a terrible or what a vile food or dawat or invitation or celebration. Walima. The walima is generally when we say walima, we understand that that is the feast that you have after the wedding. But actually in Arabic that would be any kind of feast that you have for whatever occasion. So he says, what a vile and invitation and celebration or invitation to food it is, where those who would actually like to participate, they are stopped from participation. And those who would care less and would, feel themselves above and beyond accepting such an invitation, they wouldn't show up. And those are the people who are invited. In other words, the people who would like to come are the poor and the destitute who, they don't get a chance to have this type of opportunity, And they're not invited. They're below the status of the person who is having the function. And the people who are invited, they could care less. They would see it below their status to attend, for example, that invitation, And so what's the point of that invitation in the first place? The point of that invitation is show. I want the big shots to attend my function, and so it would raise my status. So it's all as ostentation. Riyah, Suma. Allahu Akbar. And then in another riwayat, he says, it's similar riwayat, and it's more explicit here, that what a terrible or vile, invitation is that invitation to food, that the rich are invited and the poor are left out. So the idea of invitation, the idea of, ta'am is to gather the hearts and to feed the poor, to feed the people, and to gather the hearts and to gather the people together and bring all the various classes of society together and break down this, this stratus or status and stratas in the society that, the plague, society. And this is one of the things that, impressed people like myself who, traveling in Muslim lands, we saw these kind of things, that the poor and the rich, the breakdown of this kind of, these tabaqas or these, the statuses and stratas of society. So these types of functions should be means by which we break down that kind of, barriers, this status and all that. Everybody joins together, the rich, the poor, the literate, the illiterate, the white, the black, everybody. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us, give us tawfiq. And having mentioned about these invitations, so these invitations should be simple, They don't need to be these gala affairs and, occasions of spendthriftness, israf and tabdir. They should be simple and modest, and moderate, so that everybody can do it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to follow. And that is the sunnah of Rasulullah. Sometimes the walima was in the ghazwa. Nabi sallallahu the walima of Safiya radiallahu ta'ala, he said, okay, whoever has whatever, bring it. Right? So somebody brought some dates, somebody brought this aqat, this dried up yogurt, which would seem very... And that was the walima of who? The greatest of creation. Rasulullah with his wife Safiya, who was from the lineage of Sayyidina Musa and Harun alayhi salam, right? So if they can have such a simple walima, then certainly we can